What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Empire Live Roast session. Excited to have you here today, October 30th. I know most of you probably making last-minute costume decisions, but excited to hear more about what you're building today as we're going forward. It is a special edition today because we are going to talk a little bit about the transition that we just made, the rebrand, the refocus, moving from Community Empire, formerly known as, to Startup Empire. I got my colleague Jordan here. If you want to join me up here on stage, if I can add you there. What up?
What up? What up? How is everyone?
Oh, man, living the dream. Let's see you guys in the chat too. If you're here, tell us where you're at. Love the chat.
Where are we at?
What up? I just got off a call with new members from Empire from Belgium, Pakistan, and Palo Alto. A good mix of people in time zones. All right, amazing. Let's give people the high-level pitch on transition to Startup Empire and what it means, for us, not just here, like live publicly, but also internally for our members, what we're building.
Yeah, so Community Empire is what we've been running for about the past year or so, and we made the shift to Startup Empire because really we saw members going bigger inside the community, and people were actually building startup empires, not just community empires. So community is always the core principle of what we build businesses on. We think it's a huge asset to have a community element, whether you're running a paid community or just a free community. The power of connecting your customers is like you're fishing in a fish tank versus fishing in an ocean. So I mean, I would rather fish in a fish tank. I don't know about how you guys feel about that, but the success rate would be way higher if we're fishing in a fish tank. So we use the ACP framework, audience, community, and product. And in the new world with these AI tools, it's easier than ever to start a company because the product building has gone from months to, people say days and hours, but I don't think that's true. It's more like months to weeks. And it's a lot cheaper to go from 0 to 1 using tools like V0, Bolt.new, Cursor, and really everyone's a builder. So idea guys are becoming builders, or idea girls or guys are becoming builders. And we're creating Startup Empire to be a lot more rounded out to help builders build and grow their businesses to cash flowing internet empires. So what does that actually mean? We're helping you find trends before they emerge. We're helping you find profitable startup ideas and growth tactics. We're showing you how to build using tools like Cursor, Bolt.new, V0, as well as like automations to operate and efficiently run your business. And then tools, other tools that we're building that will be member only, as well as some public tools that we're building that will be member discounted likely. So there's a lot coming down the pipeline, and we're on a mission to basically give clarity to entrepreneurs and be a resource to help each other build and to cash flow.
I love that. Amazing. You nailed it, brother. Crushed it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So in terms of what we have inside Empire, obviously we've got the people, which is the most important asset. We have the frameworks and tools, as Jordan was alluding to, and that sort of that pitch piece to you. I think the biggest piece is the different stages that people are at. So just on this call that I had this morning with our new members, we've got someone who just acquired a golf app with 25,000 users, trying to figure out how to transition to running and owning a new product themselves that they didn't build. Got someone who runs a professional services agency in Pakistan with 20 people, trying to figure out how they productize some of those services and turn what that cash flow is and their customers into something new, and maybe take some of the work of managing the people out of the business. And last but not least, we have someone who actually runs 4 smaller community-based businesses, trying to figure out how to standardize operations across the board. So it's people doing real things here and really working. So whether you're just launching something or you're looking to either operationalize or improve or amplify what you're doing, Empire's a great place to do it. Your network instantly gets better, and you get a chance to build alongside people who are also working. Every Monday, we do a session for accountability and check-in, see who's high signal, who's working that week, and we get to work. So it's a ton of fun. It's a good place to build. And we've had quite a few success stories already, which you can see if you go to Empire and just kind of get a sense for where I download some of our free resources as well. Take the free course, you'll see it there. So very exciting. But we're here today for you. We're here to roast and want to hear more about what people are doing. I know Victor is in the house, and Victor had actually submitted to us a little bit about what he's building. He's got a writing platform for people trying to express themselves creatively in sort of a copyrighted space, which I'm super curious to know what that means and what that's all about. So here, Victor, I'm going to try and see if I can invite you up on stage here.
Let's go. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get you up here and hear what you're building, how you built it, what your goals are. So you should have that invite there. So we'll give you a second to come on up. And anyone else who wants to talk today, Randy, I see you're here inside the house. If someone else wants to show up and pitch us, tell us what they're all about, we're happy to have you come up on stage. Just give us a chat. Let us know what you're working on. We'll make the invitation happen.
Yeah, some things that you can get roasted on: your idea, your niche, your funnel, the growth of it, unique strategies to pivot or productize. Really, anything that you want feedback on. This is more of a jam session than it is a roast, but we might do some roasting too. You might get a little burnt. So
We'll see.
that's just how it happens.
That's how it gets better. That gets better. All right. So, Victor, I see you here. We just need to make sure you can connect your video and audio to the stream, or some version thereof, so we can get you plugged in. And no pressure. Let you come on up as well. Jordan, have you used bolt.new?
Yeah, I have. I've been sticking mainly with like V0 for initial prototyping, but Bolt looks really, really promising. And I've played around with it a little bit, but the thing with these AI tools is like you get shiny object syndrome on them. So I might pivot, but I've been focusing on like V0 mainly, just getting better at that. But yeah, bolt.new is really cool. I think one big takeaway for either bolt.new or V0 is giving it a screenshot or a mock-up. It can be literally a paper sketch, or get in Figma and just wireframe something up. And it's pretty good. I've seen a couple people on Twitter just doing like Spotify clones in bolt.new, and they came out literally like pixel perfect. So it's pretty cool. With the ease of those things, I think the importance to focus on now is going to be like the user journey and how things are designed in. So product principles and psychology and studying how people actually take action on the internet and is going to be way more important than like a beautiful design or a novel technology. It's really going to be the main thing you need to focus on now is like how people interact. It's more like user interface design now than it is like the experience, I guess. So
yeah, no, I hear that for sure. It's super interesting, right? Because in the past, if you were going to launch something, it had to look gorgeous. You had to put it all together, go to Product Hunt, launch it. And now people are just like, I made this last night in like 27 minutes, and people are using it right away. Like, just insane, completely flip that script.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Makes having an audience or being plugged in online even that much more important. All right, Randy, I see you. We're going to bring you up, my friend. All right, here we go. We got Randy coming up.
Hey, good Randy. Morning, guys. Can you hear and see okay?
Yep.
What's up, Randy?
Good morning. Hello from Seattle, 8 o'clock in the morning. Kid shuffle's done. Can't find my laptop, so I'm on my phone. Hello.
Sounds about right.
I love it.
Real life. Yep. I wish there was a Facebook for real moments where you get to post like the crazy things that your kids did before they got to the event that they showed up and were a normal family.
That's my favorite thing about the photos is the lives, because my mother-in-law doesn't know how to turn it off. So any photo that she has, I just push the button, and the first like 5 seconds are like, God damn it!
Get
You
ready!
just did it. And then everyone's like,
Smile! Yes.
yeah, totally. Those moments, those clips.
Bingo. I want the first second of that 5 seconds. Like that should be more memorialized, not the like
100%. I love it.
so much more of a life. Anyway, so Randy Graybeal, I'm a certified registered nurse anesthetist in Washington State,
Uh-huh.
licensed to provide anesthesiology to kids and adults in all varieties. 20 years in practice. I have a part-time practice now doing pediatric anesthesiology in dental offices. And the last 20 years in the OR, I've spent dealing with other people's nervous systems. And then the last 5 years post-pandemic dealing with my own. Like I saw colleagues go south after the pandemic, pretty
Mhm.
stressful moment to be putting tubes in people's airways for a living.
Mhm.
And some people did well and some people didn't. And so I started looking at high performance psychology, high performance physiology, looking at the freediver community, looking at pro sports, looking at all the different areas where I might be able to find an edge in taking care of a 2-year-old on the table.
Mhm.
At all times of the day, I do 24-hour shifts in-house. This was for obstetric anesthesia. So I would be doing things like getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning from a deep REM sleep, going up to do a bloody disaster. Everybody does fine, tuck them in and and then go back to sleep back in the call room as
Mhm.
rapidly as possible to get as much sleep out of the night. So I've been
Mhm.
studying my own biometrics plus patients' biometrics and their interactions one with another and the role of those things on my own psychology as I go through life parenting. It's harder than doing pediatric anesthesia, believe me. Far more triggering. I'd much rather deal with a life and death situation than my 14-year-old telling me that I messed up somewhere. So our product is 60 seconds. The 60-second design window, looking at opportunities during the day that people can perform particular awareness and focus exercises to build the characteristics and the capacities that will make them more resistant to PTSD in the medical community.
Mhm.
As a side effect, if you focus on high performance psychology and high performance physiology, you get this downstream effect of having more resilience and emotional control, motion regulation,
Mhm.
heartbeat awareness, interoception, the sense of what your body feels like at any given time,
Mhm.
which I'm hypothesizing it helps performance for sure, but it also decreases the risk of like severe mental trauma to people
Mhm.
deeper in their careers. If you Google like what's the framework for PTSD prevention, like it's a null set. There's nothing there. It's all
Yeah.
treatment. And so we started with like, well, what if we just took the things that we know work, which are just very, very few things, EMDR,
Mhm.
and then what if we applied them prospectively in a controlled and organized and planned out way to people who are expecting to have repeated severe and acute trauma in their careers?
Mhm.
And maybe we decrease the risk. Maybe we increase the job satisfaction, decrease burnout, and decrease like the negative kind of the problems of being a nurse and a
Mhm.
doctor. So
Mhm.
community wise, we'll launch. We have a product. I have a co-founder. I've given 40% of my equity to a
Mhm.
product and design co-founder who can help me like put this thing into people's hands.
Okay.
We're grappling with AI and it's changing things, everything that like, wow, this is a 6-month project from a developer team we looked at 3 weeks ago. We're like, no,
Yeah.
fuck that. No, it's not going to cost $25,000. Are you kidding me? We need to find another developer team that can
Yep.
actually make this happen like in an
Yeah.
hour.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay.
so community piece is like I'm launching into my community of certified registered nurse anesthetists. Washington State has 1,000. The U.S. has 75,000. The most physiologically aware, like super nerdy people you've ever met. That I can help tie them if they can feel their heartbeat. Like our app will show the heartbeat as soon as you open it up. Your
Mhm.
heartbeat is displaying off the Apple Watch or the Whoop.
Okay.
Um,
So
and then
let's
we're building like breathing techniques around people's own heartbeats, which is really embodying like an instantaneously embodying practice that works really well for performance
okay.
and getting into flow. So we're building. It's very very fresh. One of my colleagues on the phone here. We're just pulling in. We're pulling in advisors from both the clinical realm, the therapy realm, and the neuroscience realm. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, how do we build, where do we start with community, and where do we start with building the network of like super nerdy, physiologically aware nurse anesthetists in the trenches who want to
Yeah.
do better.
Okay.
Thanks for the moment.
No, no worries. Thanks for the pitch. Like, it's always good to have that context. Like, everyone's got that story. So are you looking to, like, I mean, have you done any like early stage, like just running it by people you work with, etc., or is
Oh,
this
yeah.
just
We're 3 years into the sort of user
Okay.
research and looking at my own colleagues and then myself as a user. So deeply engaged. It's just a matter of like opening my mouth. And I'm the chair of the wellness committee for the Washington Association of Nurse Anesthetists. So I just need to write an email, and I've got a community of super
Okay.
interested people wanting to play with us. I just don't know how to do it.
Okay. All right, Jordan, what's going through your mind? I know you've had some medical work, medical space experience as well. So.
Yeah, I'm a ex med tech guy
Oh, cool.
myself. Yeah, we
Do you
built.
know?
Yeah, so I know. I know that CRNAs are tribal as well, and they're like a step up from nurses. And that, I think that's a really cool. I mean, one, because you are it, but two, because everyone recognizes and resonates with it. I think, yeah, it's all about just like getting your onboarding super dialed, because I don't think you're gonna have a problem like reaching out to people. I don't think you'll have a top of funnel issue because you're the chair of the board, and you could also go to like, I mean, what's the biggest conference for CRNAs?
There's a national conference that pulls in probably 15,000 really active and engaged people. Yeah, for sure. A booth,
Yeah.
or if I can get a talk, if I can get up in front of as many people as I can sell this thing.
Yeah,
And
so
build
like
the community and all of
if
that.
there's like a startup pitch competition at one of those things, like I know the Magnet the Magnet conference does like a really big like nurse innovator pitch. That's more for like our RNs. But something like that would be like, they just grovel over the stuff too. It's just like they want cool people in the community that are building things. So you'll probably be able to get put on like that. So that's how I would like go to market with this thing. I mean, I think you'll be overwhelmed with demand if you get the product right. But then it's really around like the form factor of the product, and there's a lot of, like jargon, and everyone is dialed into like the biometrics in that space. You guys are like some of the most in tune with that, but I wouldn't like assume that everyone is, like begging to like hyper track this thing. So I would say, like, how do you tether it to like a normal practice of everyday life that they do every day, like
So we have
like
we have
right.
this whole idea of gap moments. You take a minute. I have these 60-second therapies that involve a breath practice and a variety of visuals and a variety of things. If you can sneak these into the transitional moments of the day, like
Yeah.
you're getting out of your car, you're walking down the hall to do an epidural that you know is going to be difficult. Any gap moments, we're looking for 5 repetitions of the sort of the training of the day, which will open people's eyes to these places they're not really putting their awareness. That will improve their performance in a
Yep.
low. You don't have to go to like 4 hours of class to do this in person. Like, this is a 1-minute app on your phone. You just put the headphones in and follow the directions.
Yeah, I wouldn't like add some streaks or like challenges into that too, so you can like have people like, all right, cool, you're streaking 7 days in a row on the micro moments, or whatever you call it, I forgot.
Gap.
Yeah, the gap, exactly. It's like, dude, you're 60 gaps completed in a row. And we recommend 4 a day or whatever. Tony made a good point in the comments. Like, I wouldn't say it's a distribution problem. I'd say it's more of an awareness problem. It's like starting to write like a newsletter or on LinkedIn as a CRNA. I think or like even Facebook too, is like, don't even be talking about the product. It's called Vagal Beats.
That's one idea for a name. Yeah.
Cool. We'll call it. Don't talk about the product as much. Like, try to talk about the awareness, the benefits of doing these gap moments, and just be building like an audience around like why as a CRNA you need to be tuned in, why there is PTSD that's probably unrecognized, why like all the things that would resonate with them on their problems under the day-to-day, like doing 24-hour shifts. I think start building the audience around that. And then they're going to be asking for the solution eventually. And then you just serve it to them on a silver platter. That's how I would think about it.
Writing for me is a 0 to 1. I do short medical notes is the only writing that I've done. And I play with AI and I'm looking at all the writing tools, and the colleague on the phone is a writer. So I've brought people around me to tell stories better than I sort of can natively. So that's new to me as a clinician. Like, I have no freaking clue. I haven't built an audience. I haven't really written in public yet. That's super frightening in terms of like professional liability, professional reputation. I just have to be so careful. And so I've just hesitated. And I think a lot of medical providers are not on Twitter and they're not on Facebook because, whatever, right?
There's some liability.
There's a lot of reputational risk. You have two glasses of wine and say something, and then like all of a sudden you have to sell your house and move, whatever.
Nice. I've had those glasses before. I mean, I think the big thing is one of the interesting parts about the profession is like it's a culture. Like Jordan was kind of mentioning that like there's like battle scars, and taking care of the people on your team, taking care of yourself, like put the mask on yourself, then help other people. No anesthesiology jokes implied. Really just raises the bar, right? We've had colleagues at work, or you've had colleagues at work, I'm sure, like people who are like just not in a good space, like they're just having a tough time, and people who genuinely need help, right? But like normalizing that culture of like, how do we take care of one another? How do we perform better? And I would argue that in the medical profession, are one of the few places where having someone who's the best version of themselves as possible is a life-saving situation, right? It's not so much about like washing your hands. Like, are you tuned in? Are you ready to reset? Like, you're going to see 25 people today. Like, how do you go through seeing 25 people, right? Like the world got on Zoom and was like, oh, go ahead.
Can you dose this kid, this 2-year-old kid who weighs 18 kilos, who you've calculated from pounds, because I always report in pounds, into the right syringe, into the right concentration with the right dilution, and then inject it into the right place without causing severe harm, which there's more opportunities to cause harm in that situation than to prevent harm.
Right, exactly. The best part is when you start with the right customer, you don't have to explain that part. Like you have to explain to me, right? It's more just like, my guess is the story that they're telling each other is a little different. Like they kind of get that, like that's the job. They're like, I do that. That's what I do. But they still run into problems. So I think part of the storytelling or part of the communication is more around, listen, like, not about just being your best, right? But also like how am I a better coworker? How do I do everything I need to do? How do I whether people get ranked or scored on certain things? But I think the conversation has to switch away from sort of justifying the building of the app to sort of saying, what does that desired outcome look like? Like what is like a centered, well-balanced, like what are the words that people in that space would use to be like, I'm locked in, like I'm here and I'm actually like my days aren't just crushing me anymore, I think would be helpful. I would also just real fast, the Tiny Habits book. If you haven't seen that book,
BJ Fogg,
BJ Fogg. He did a little segment on working with nurses, and they just around dehydration, like sort of analyzing where they were and how they were struggling, and talked a little bit about how they were able to reframe that into a moment, a habit that people would change. And I think you're also looking at that as a habit mechanism, which is how do I, once I have this trigger, what's the step that I take to take self-care?
That's
right. You're right. Waiting until I get home at 9 p.m. with my glass or 2 glasses of wine to fix what happened to me today.
That's right.
Too late. It's too late.
That's right. And 20 years later, it's the wrong time also. It's the time during and before to build these skills very much on purpose. Like, I can't believe nothing like this exists.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the part of that culture is saying like, oh, there's just like, when someone makes out a call and says, hey, we need, whatever it is, like we need the paddles to bring someone back to life. And they show up right away. Where's the thing for you, right? Like, where's the thing that says like, hey, I'm going to step outside. I got a minute and I'm going to recharge, recenter and get back. And I think bringing that to the table is really important. So
They have 15-minute breaks,
Mhm.
2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch, usually during a 12-hour shift. So I was like, wow, how could if I had 1 minute of those
Mhm.
moments in their day, like, could I make a huge difference here? And I think the answer is probably yes.
Totally. One other thing to think about too is outside of your space, but look at what are other recognizable places where people have to make really important decisions and how like high stress, low time, like
Yeah.
astronauts, pilots, maybe like Navy pilots. Like what studies or things exist around how those
Yep.
people have managed stress and what improvement looks like. So you can say, listen, this isn't just my idea or something that I've been tracking with
Yep.
my Whoop. Like these are some of the best practices that
Best practices.
astronauts use and people on the front line or high performing entrepreneurs or people on the floor of the stock exchange, if that's still a thing. Like, so you
Yep.
could say like, this is how high performers take care of their bodies. And now finally we have a tool that's perfect for us. Like it's accessible to you whenever you need it. All you need is 60 seconds, and it all adds up. And I think that's part of the story, which is bringing some of those elements, like your experience, but also some of those best practices and making it super accessible.
Co-founder wants to go launch broadly. I want to stick to the CRNA community and really dial in the product really well and really build the community really well. Those people are also, half of them are women, and they share like crazy the cool stuff they find. So we may not even have to do a whole marketing thing. We can do this word of mouth from nurse, the number one most trusted profession in America, year after year after year, nursing.
Someone's about to get roasted, and it's not you. It's your co-founder.
Yeah.
Going broad is the worst idea I've ever heard.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you can go broad in 5 years. Like,
yeah.
But you're literally sitting on a honeypot right now of like, exactly who you would email, who you would call.
Yep.
And like, it's an absolute no brainer. Like I would go CRNAs and then I would go nurses, like literally like those next door. Yeah. You could do athletes, you could do firefighters, you could do like, there's a million, like everybody's stressed on like, sure, there's the world where this goes consumer, but I would niche down as far as possible. Like, CRNAs, Washington CRNAs. Like, if you get 1,000 of those, then you can think about expanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roasted.
Totally.
Sorry, Brian, if that's the co-founder. And
he's Jason not on the call. He's asleep still.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, JJ, you're sleeping, dog.
Yeah,
you're sleeping.
I'm talking about him. I'll point.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. And that's a great question. Just like you sort of said, like, and I think Jordan tapped on the part of it that niching is really powerful about is that now you can talk, you know what to say because you know who you're talking to. The minute you go broad, you're like, well, who is this article? Who am I writing for? It doesn't make sense. And people can tell the difference. And if you niche enough, one of the powerful things about it, when you say it for, let's say you're just focusing on the CRNA, like people will be like, oh, other people in that space know. They're like, oh, if they use it, like that would also be good for you. People have no problem switching roles. Like, oh, nurses use it, so should doctors, right? So should surgeons. Like, people get that. It's to think that they don't make that leap. That's not true. It's the real marketing. Like when you can say, 90% of registered nurses who see this, download it. Like amazing, right? Like you can't say that if it's everybody. It doesn't work that way. So
cool. Yeah. It's new space for me. Like I have like a lot of social capital in that space. Also, I've been leader for a long time, volunteering. I love the people. CRNAs are the most underappreciated group of brilliant people in America, no doubt. Such an interesting group of people, and just so untapped. Also, as an opportunity to build together as a community and say, hey, this is what we're off. The CRNA community got together and perfected this thing for fucking everybody. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
Because we love you. And these are the things we do when we're helping you and your mother and your grandmother and your kids that you might find useful as you go through your difficult adolescence or your other case, your other market after market after market is our plan. As soon as we get it dialed in, then we just go boom, 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 boom. And every language also, it's all translatable.
Yep. Yeah, I think the nurses and CRNAs, like it's a very for us by us community too. So like if you're the front man of it and you're like, I built this for myself. Here's my journey out of, talk about it like how you solved your own problem. Makes it really easy to create content too. It's like you don't need to write. You could just get on camera and be like, yo, this is my gap moment. This is my, like, you know, and just like share your own journey, and you're not even selling anything, but they're going to be like, oh, I want that. I want that.
Right. Agreed. I love it. All right.
So
Awesome.
how do I go from like start building a voice? I'm starting to do videos out in the woods on these. I'm doing these neuro hikes where I'm using binaural beats plus affirmations, plus listening to the bird song, plus feeling feeling my ground on my feet on the trail, and then using peripheral vision and navigating only by peripheral vision by using your focus vision, like this multi-channel approach to these neuro hikes that I'm doing that are phenomenal training that I know for sure I'm the only person in the world doing them. Like I want to share that and trying to figure out how to go from the dude in the woods doing all this crazy stuff to like an audience is a gigantic leap.
It is. I would say stay focused though, right? Like, so if you're talking to that core customer, you're launching this product there, like your journey as a founder and exploring is important, but the center of it is this is the thing I'm building for people who are like this. People like us do this kind of thing. And we have to start with that. And then you can have your exploratory stuff and so on top of it, but really focusing on that core message first is really important.
Fascinating. Oh, this is thank you for the feedback.
No worries, Rudy. We'll follow up for sure.
Cool.
And we'll reach out to you. So let us know or visit us at Empire. You can chat us up. Even if you just apply, you'll show up on my side. I'll be able to talk to you, or find us on Twitter at Build Empires. We'll check you out. Okay.
Cool. Thank you guys.
No worries. Have an awesome day.
Much love.
I'm excited to follow. Keep us posted.
For sure. 100%. We'll do. Thank you guys.
All right, Randy. Have a good one, man.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
I love it.
I love it too. Awesome.
Smart guy.
Let's do it. Oh yeah. Thanks for dropping the URL there.
Yeah.
Laurent, don't feel like you need to have anything prepared for us. Tell us what's up. We want to hear about it. Even just sharing, talking, socializing some of it. Come on. All right. I'm gonna send that invite to you. I think I know what Laurent's going to talk about. I'm kind of excited about it. He's been hanging out inside Empire. Let's get him up here. All right, give you a second to get in here. Now that's a great call out too on that. Let's go wide. Like total addressable market is like when someone starts to say that, I instantly like the hair on the back of my neck stands up. What are you doing? You know?
Yep.
So bad. You know, we need like 20 people there. Oh, hey, there's Laurent. There we go. Can add you to the stage. Here we go.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
What up? What up?
I'm doing good. Damn, I'm nervous. I mean, coming up to the stage, having the two OGs, everything. Haven't prepared anything.
Perfect.
All right. Let's get into it then. Do you think I can share my screen? I think it will be easier if I share my screen with you.
Yeah, please do.
Do it.
Welcome all screen shares.
Let me figure it out.
Hold on.
So this is a small idea I've been working on for 2 weeks. By the way, Patrick, sorry, because I think you heard it yesterday, so you're going to have to listen it again.
No worries. I just want to make sure we can see your stuff. Hold on a second. Let me
share screen. It seems like it's good. One sec.
I made room.
All right. It should be good.
You think so?
Is it good?
I see it. Hold on. I'm going to add it to the stage. There we go.
It's good? Everyone's seeing the thing? Okay. All right. So this is a small idea I've been working on. Right now for my startup, I've been working on, building content and specifically shorts. So I've been consuming a lot of, shorts on TikTok, YouTube and stuff like that. And I feel like there is kind of a gap within that, specific content ideas. And so I built this profile like 2 weeks ago. So right now it's, very early. I'm trying to, build my audience, and I'm just kind of sharing different shorts, different channels that I've been seeing, mostly on TikTok, that are, doing something right in terms of views. Sometimes they have like a drop shipping website on the back end. But anyway, the idea is that I just share like the gems that I found on TikTok. Ultimately, if I can build an audience, the idea will be to build also a free community center around building content. So something probably on school, and then maybe later on have some kind of software that allow any content creator to find like the latest trending shorts that exist, so they can copy, get inspired, and things like that. So that's the general idea. It's very early, just so you know, but yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I love it.
I'm a big fan.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, so what I do, what I do basically, so it's really on the side of my main startup, but yeah, every Sunday I spend like a couple of hours looking for all these gems on TikTok, and also a bit of YouTube Shorts, and then I just pack it for the week using the scheduler on X, and yeah, I mean, I've been getting some traction on some of those tweets. People seem to like it. Sometimes they're a bit doubting, because sometimes I like to put like numbers, like 5K earned by this channel, and some people are like, yeah, not really sure they're earning that. But most feedback are quite positive. I've been also doing a lot of polls. So today yesterday evening when I went to bed, I asked like, which one you want to see more of expos, and then it was like between YouTube Short and TikTok. So yeah, people seems to prefer YouTube. So I'm trying to gauge like the interest, what direction should I be taking, and yeah, I feel like I need to still grow that audience, and then I think the next step for me will be to create a school free community. I don't want to make it pay, and yeah, I would like everyone that wants to create short, would just enter that school community and learn how to create shorts and stuff like this, and then after that probably build like a small software. But yeah, that's. That's it.
I love it.
Cool. I got 2 things to show you.
Let's do it. Show and tell. Show and roast. Let's do it.
Pull up my. You follow this guy?
I've seen him. Yeah.
He does a really good job of like breaking down viral TikToks.
Yeah.
And,
those dudes they're part of the French indie hackers community. I'm French, by the way, so we're usually close.
And he's got this software that they're building, and it's a database of this stuff. So I think it's really cool, super interesting. They've also done a really good job building this viral TikTok tracker account.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it.
So it's a little bit of a like faceless trend with it. Like he pumps it. He's obviously behind it, and then they have this software. So it's a nice little like stack that they've got going on between this like viral. I mean, this kind of feels like a face, but it's like a Ring camera. It's a really like cool, subtle way to do this stuff. Anyway, yeah, this like people just love what's working, love what's trending. I think you could take it even a step further. It's like, cool, you can find out what's working, but breaking down why it works, why it caught your eye, why it stopped the scroll, what's on the back end of it, what they're selling, what's working, all of that stuff. Like, cool, you can surface stuff, but you could even sign up for this to like streamline your thing. But the power is actually in like the curation and the like analysis of why it's working. And it's like, hey, I analyzed 40 TikToks last week that were all million+ views. Here's the 5 hooks that they all had in common. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 hooks. And then you could have like a hook database if you wanted to, or like that's what you share inside the free community is like a breakdown of all the hooks, or you build an Airtable with all the hooks. So I mean, I think I'm showing like competition, but it's really just like, I think there's an endless opportunity for this,
for sure,
for why it works. And then like, since you are doing video, it would help if you made videos too. So once you get enough like your sea legs under explaining, you could do like a green screen style video. It's like you could stitch them together, like the stop the scroll, here's why, and like, or like do the stitch incoming, this stop the scroll, here's why, and then you just talk about like the different elements of it. So
Yeah.
Great idea. And yeah, I mean, I really love short domains. I found them on X, and also that's what got me started with my idea. I really like what they're doing. So yeah, I feel like I need to experiment a bit more around content, because as you probably saw on my X account now, it's always the same. But I need to do more like breakdown, like what did it work, what's the hook, and things like that. Also, I definitely start showing my face, because in this. So there is like a short community. That's what I explained yesterday to Patrick, is that the faceless YouTube, TikTok is it's like a growing community, and you have like two factions: the one who are like long form, and the other who are into shorts. Both of them, they never want to show their face, so everything is happening behind the screen. I think because most of those people, they're not comfortable. So I think if I can do like a green screen like you mentioned, Jordan, I can really stand out from all these dudes who are just tweeting without really putting like their face or brand on it. So it could be a good idea. When do you think I should start thinking about the free community on School? Because I feel like it's a bit early. I don't even have 300 followers. It's growing quite fast, but it's still early. What's like the timing with all of that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's up to you, honestly. Like, no time is too early. Like, you could have 10 members right now. Yeah, you could have 20. Sure. Like, I would say, like, when's a good time to start a newsletter? I mean, it's the same thing. So
yesterday,
as you're yeah, exactly. It's 100%. Like, as you're growing, like, I know some people recommend, like, let's get this account to 5,000 before we launch something. That's one way to do it. But if you're doing a free community and there's enough stuff in the free community, like, it's just it's going to increase your affinity and trust with, like, instead of replying directly on X, like, if you're meeting people inside your community, it's just going to do better, and you'll have direct access to them. And it's literally free. So you get a free school as a member of Startup Empire. So, like, you could be launched in an hour,
Makes sense. How do you guys would approach monetization? Because I said I want to create a free community. I was thinking about software. How would you go about it?
That's a good question. I mean, I think, the play would be attract the people who are doing what you're trying to do, or trying to, learn, get better at what it is. You're helping them figure out how to make their stuff better by having a group of people talking about it together. And then you create the tools to do it, right? So when you figure out how to make it, then we build it. Like, I think I told you yesterday about Jason Levin, memes make millions. Like, he just did that. He started with a Slack, and he just started inviting people to a Slack channel until he had like 30 or 40 people in there that he was talking to. And then basically took all of those insights and said, I'll make a tool that lets you do it, and then sold it back to them. Instead of doing, because everyone was doing the 97 clicks, and he was like, oh, you can just use this tool and do 5 clicks. And they were like, because the speed to content, which is so you're indexing on time or cost, right? In this case, you're indexing on time. It's a race, like you said, to get the shorts out fast enough on the topic before this niche evaporates, right? So everyone inside your space is operating under this speed constraint. So by the time they figure out how to do it, it's already gone, right? By the time they got their card out to get on the bus is left. So you need to figure out how you can take your community and say, how do you go from 0 to short faster than the competition? We do that here, and we do it this way. And then we figure out a tool that would allow them to do that. Because when you operate under that constraint of saying it's got to be 24 hours and out, you see it, you got to be able to get it out there. Then all of your decisions around creation and everything are driven by the time constraint, where someone else may be the most beautiful editor or the most aesthetic one. It doesn't matter, because it's about speed, right? So
maybe it is. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so you will recommend maybe wait a bit, talk with my community, and it will like naturally.
I would just start chatting people. Like, even if you don't have people in a community, you should have 10 or 15 side chats going with people who are doing this. Like, just even the people you like, just being like, hey, I saw your stuff, I just highlighted it, it's awesome, you're crushing, keep me posted. Like, just start building that small network of people with some rapport, so you can easily say, hey, listen, I'm doing a group thing together. Even if it's like a summit, like, hey, we're gonna do a short summit, 24 hours, we're gonna do this thing. Whoever makes the best short out of this thing, I'm gonna give them $500. Show up, like, let's go. and see what you get. Just get some people together. Just have a reason for them.
Yeah, I didn't think, but challenges could be a very good idea because I mean, those people, they are grinding all day. Usually, 100%. They are between 15 and 23 years old max. But
they only win. They only win if the algorithm likes them. Like that's that's a crazy. It's like everybody trying to date Kate Moss. Like there's only one Kate Moss. Like it's not going to work. But everyone's still trying to think they're going to go out there and win. So how do you create milestones for them to win? It could even be, doesn't have to be that great. You could just be like Papagino's for a week. I don't know. It doesn't have to be anything that's amazing. You know, it could just be awesome. So anyway,
nice.
I love it.
Perfect.
Have some fun.
Thanks.
I love it, man. Keep us posted.
Sure, I'll do. Yeah. Thank you, guys, and thanks for everyone for watching. Bye bye.
All right, thanks for tuning in.
The community.
Yep, totally. All right.
We're gonna go Victor, and then
Victor's made it work. All right, let's get him around. Victor, your last one.
He doesn't have Cam, but and then I would like to get JB up here too.
Oh yeah, totally. All right,
he's a legend.
Such a legend. All
right, Victor, what's up, man?
Hello, hello, Patrick. Hello, Jordan. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. And apologies for the cam. I tested it today and I just discovered it wasn't working. So
no problem.
Yeah. All right. So this is my business, which I've been working on for a while. So how it came about initially, I had so I'll just tell you how I came up with the idea. Because I like to write. I've always been artistic, and at some point I was writing a poem with a friend, at an event or something, and I wanted us to be able to continue writing our poems, remotely, so when I'm at home and, this person is also at home, we can continue writing collaboratively the way we wrote. So when I finished my project, CS50, that's when I built this app. So for that. And another selling point. So previously, I just niched down currently to poems, short stories, and articles. And this was because previously it wasn't this. It was just open books like novels or something. But we didn't have the tech. So somebody wanted to write like a story on the website, but the person didn't want to just dump everything in one place. So the person reached out to me. So that's when I realized we can't support that currently. So I just changed it to short form, content for now. So that's poems, short stories, and articles. So we're not going with long form yet. So another thing I added is the terms of service and user agreements. So that's something we're really standing on, to make the platform really free. I mean, not free per se, but closed. So it's free on the platform, but the works can be taken out from the platform to be used, by anybody. So it's everything stays on the platform. And the reason why we are doing this is mostly for protection, and so the writers can be free while writing. So let me just log in. So
yeah, let's check it out.
So so you can start a new open book. Let's say I just say roast or book of roast or something, just as an example. Book of roast. So typically you want to make it public. I'll just leave the description for now. You can add the cover image as well, but I'll just leave it for now. Okay, let me just say ... Okay. So so you can just start writing. Let's see how this goes or something. So the ideal target audience is unprofessional writers, people that just want to write for the freedom of writing, and not necessarily, so the story is saved, not necessarily professional writers, So they are my open books. You see your open books and explore open books. So you can just see other open books. So this Just a Man. So this is the person that reached out to me. that wanted to, write a long story. So the good thing about this platform I'm trying to build is that, so there's no story there. Let me just come to this one, Vincent. So you can read the story. So this is just something short. And if you see an open book you actually like, so you can edit it.
Okay.
So that's just something funny. So you can just add a new line, and that ties back to the original reason why I created it. So me and my friend can work on poems. So you can just say this is good or something, but it will be normally a meaningful text, not this is good. So you can save it, and then you say text editing request sent to Vincent for approval. So Vincent is the other account, so it's still pending. So if I just log out and log in as Vincent, so it says you have a pending request from Blast. So if you come to review requests, then you see the edited content. So I got this idea for my, I'm a software engineer. So just like GitHub, when you make pull requests. So that's something like this. So when Blast, so the new creator is Blast, the original creator is Vincent. So I'm working as Vincent now. So I can just approve. So once it's approved, when I go home, so it says text editing request approved. So I'll just go back I'll log in as Blast. So it says your request for the feature is now has been approved. So when you explore open books, and you go to read it, so your content has been approved. So this way, when I just start a story just for leisure and I leave it on the platform, somebody else can pick it up and just continue with it. So that's kind of and the person can inspire me as well, and I also want to continue with it. And we can have as many collaborators as you want on a book. So that's the idea behind this platform I'm trying to build. And I've been moving forward, little by little. I think I recently discovered a poetry community. So last end of last month, I discovered the poetry community. So I'm going to the next time they are meeting up, I'm going to go into them and see if I can get them to use this platform as well. And and also I also want to, obviously I want to be successful. I want to generate revenue with this. So I'm open for the roast.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool concept. Yeah, I would say just like before you even worry about generating revenue, I would say just like get it in the hands of people and the flow. Like maybe it's a poetry community. Yeah. Instead of a book, maybe start with like haikus or poems, like something very short and editable, where you could like see the evolution over time. It would be also cool to see like the past versions, like V1, V2, V3, to see how kind of it evolved over time with the collaboration. But yeah, it's a cool concept for I could see it being like an app, like kind of a mobile app where it's a daily challenge to inspire creation and collaboration with like random people to like basically like create a story, like when everyone goes around and like adds a line to a story and like see how it evolves. I think there could be something cool like that. But yeah, right now I think it's just like early, and I think you need to get some like early feedback on different ideas of how to make the user journey more tight.
All right.
Yeah.
I think also thinking for the people that you can network with, like inside your space, like things that they already share. It could be like, I think about like a challenge here. Like I live in Rhode Island, the smallest state. And so there's things that like Rhode Islanders say. So I could use this and say like, hey, here's like 5 things I can think of that Rhode Islanders say about other people, right? So then other people could come in and add their stuff to the list. So we could create a book about us, right? Everyone contributing their stuff instead of you like messaging me and I put it in. So I like the idea of having a collaborative
Yeah,
version.
I think. Yeah, thanks. One idea I had also, I was thinking of creating a campaign like trying to win the World Guinness record for, the book written by the most people or a
Okay.
poem written by the most people. So you get as many people as possible to contribute or something like that. But I think I like the mobile app Daily Streak. I think
Mhm.
that's a way to really get people to
Mhm.
use it daily. So I think yeah, I'll apply those and I'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
no, I love what you're building. Like, I love that you're just doing it. Like, you had this idea and you made it. Like, you're already so far ahead. I think the next piece is the feedback, because whether this continues on or you come up with something new, that inflection point is the people you talk to. And the more people you can talk to and share what you did, then whatever V2 is or V new is, it's going to be better, because you've got this group of people who are like, I want to be connected to Victor. He's making things happen. This is amazing. So definitely spread the word. Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
I
All right,
love it.
Victor. Keep us posted, my man. Thank you for coming on.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, brother. All right. Let's get Jonas up here. Oh, there he is.
My man.
What's up, boys?
Hey,
How
How's
are
it
you?
going?
welcome back.
Long time no see.
Long
Yeah.
time, yeah. It's been a while, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, what's
How's
been
it going?
It's great.
Oh,
Where
good.
are you in the world?
Yeah.
I'm currently in Lithuania, actually, at my parents'
Okay.
place. Yeah, in Klaipėda, a very small town, 100,000 people here. So there's not much to do, so I've been working like crazy
We love
lately.
it.
But that's
Amazing.
yeah, locked in big time.
Okay. What's cooking?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Oh man, have so much to do. I mean, it's insane. Actually, I was just like the first half of the stream, I was on a call and closed the client actually. So that's something nice. But I want to show you a bit different project that I'm currently working on. Actually, a few. So I'll share my screen.
Show and tell.
Let's do it.
Entire screen. Let's go. All right. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, so very simply, this all Gen AI boom is beautiful. I'm loving it, but I was always looking for something that could actually be properly used in a day-to-day in a business. And we found that there is, wait, let me see, that furniture businesses do have renders. And for some of their stuff that they're designing and then actually making, it's quite costly to make those renders in different environments. So we built a custom model using Flux to be able to generate such images for them, right? So that they can use that for their social media or like email campaigns, etc. So it's pretty cool because it requires only a few images with a white background to be able to generate some assets. So here we have a couch, for example, in different environments, so that you can, rather than just basically getting images with like no or white background from a supplier that you're buying it from, when people can do the Google image reverse search, so that they can find the cheapest option. With these images, you can't really do that, and it kind of creates a like much more realistic sort of vibe, when it comes to selling your furniture. And the cool bit is that it actually, the item, we are using ControlNet to control how does the item look like. Wait, let me do the full screen. You see, so like everywhere, basically the sofa is just the way it is, right? There are some discrepancies, but I mean, like the quality of the images is actually pretty insane. So also here's one that we did for my friends that are selling phone booths, right? So you can generate these like in different environments, like it's just a bit low res, but yeah, so like it kind of gives you some cool stuff to work with, like with different social media campaigns or ads even. So so there's that. Then
cool.
we
love
went to a hackathon and we built a simulation for a social network. So we took Twitter and we basically created a chat where you can upload some stuff, and then AI agents will comment on your. Wait, let me see. Oops. Wait, where's that?
I saw your post
Second.
about this. I'm so glad you're showing this. All right.
Right. Yeah. So we are basically using AI agents to interact with the content you have. We have maybe like updated it a bit, but yeah, basically like different accounts are commenting stuff under the post. It doesn't matter the language. In here, like we have some in Lithuanian, some of them are in English, etc. And the cool part is that we actually created the flair for fashion, right? So we have created agents that are that can evaluate your style and basically say, hey, is this stuff matching or not? And we sold this prototype to a client, so we're actually about to finish it up and yeah, give them a prototype to test with their community and users that they have.
Okay, hold on. You built this prototype and now you're gonna sell the prototype?
Yeah,
Like basically get it acquired?
yeah, basically.
That's sick. I
Yeah,
love it.
it's kind of like a white label solution, I would say. We kind of
Yeah.
go in ways deep into AI agents and actually interacting with the AI agents, building AI agents. So it's quite an interesting industry that we are
That's
exploring right
smart.
now.
Are you guys moving forward with the interior one? Like,
Yeah.
like
So
you're gonna be building that one out?
Yeah, just landed a client actually. Still negotiating the budget, but yeah, that one's already working and cooking. We also have, you can take like a e-commerce product, let's say a bottle of perfume, and
Yeah.
then you can generate backgrounds for it. We can also estimate the click-through rate based on the custom data that we have. So trying like a few different things, seeing what sticks. But actually the how would you call it, the vision, the promise is there, something that should be quite interesting for our users.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I think some of these models, like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you're starting with the base image.
Yeah.
Where it's like on the white background. I don't think a lot of people are doing that. It's like the friction to onboard, that's like my favorite word, I guess, recently, is just like really high. Where it's like create a model, on Flux. It's like, dude, I don't want to create a model. Like I just want to put this picture that I have in like other places. Like, to generate ads, like the phone booth, and like that was a frame breaker, right? It's like so quiet, you're on a construction site, you like slap text on there, it's like boom, print that thing, like we're cruising. So I think that's a really smart way, especially with these AI agents, like our little bubble on X, and like we're always seeing new stuff the fastest, but like I go to like barbecues around the neighborhood or whatever, and I ask who's using AI. I'm talking 0.0 people. Like, they're like, yeah, I tried ChatGPT last year. I sometimes pull it up. Like, no one's using this. So I think like stepping away from that and just going really hyper niche. Like I know Peter Levels has the interiors AI thing, but what you guys are doing is a little bit different. And I want to introduce you to one of my friends who's like a really big creator in the interior design space. He's got like 600,000 on Instagram, and I think this would fit his niche like really well.
Man.
So you guys should collab.
We have a platform as well ready, to be honest. But we are selling this as end-to-end service, so we can charge more, and we don't really scare people off with the AI angle, so that we can control the outputs for them. Right, so they're paying a premium, and then we provide them just the good results, because there is some hallucination, if you are trying to do it yourself. So it kind of so I really liked. I think Greg was also talking about the AI plus a human approach, right? I think we cannot really get out of it if we want to sell high tier tickets to businesses. Just to kind of leave it to AI only, it's a bit we're not there yet.
Yeah, I
right?
agree. I agree. We call it like service as a software.
Right.
Mhm.
It's like you have a software in the back end, but you're selling a service, right? And like I think if you could teach interior designers or I don't know what Tony's doing in the chat there, but if we could teach interior designers like how to use the platform, you could white label it to them too, and they could sell it to their customers. So you might be able to use the platform for $1,000 a month. If it saves them 10 hours of work on designing or rendering or whatever, I think that's like a huge value. And so you could be like the middleman for them and like power their back end operations, because they are always like pressed for time, because they actually don't want to do the renders. They don't want to do the slide decks. They want to design the thing and then move on.
I think, I mean, one other option too is what about like marketplaces, right? So if I'm running like a car marketplace and people are uploading these pictures, I need all that shit clean. So if I could sell a premium level, like, hey, you could list for $20, but if you want to do $60, well, we clean up, we'll take your car and put it in one of these places, and you're just powered on the back end. They're like, hey, we want to plug into your stuff, so give us 5 versions for this.
Nice. Yeah, we've been talking to some big players in here in Europe, and for them, since they have like thousands of SKUs, the scale needs to be that the scale is really big, and for them, even spending like 10 euro per model. So model is to train a model. You can train one model for one particular furniture. So for example, if you have let's say a kitchen with a dark set or dark plywood or whatever, then this is one model, and then for another item you need a different one. So it's for them it's a bit costly at this particular moment, but I think we're talking like 6 to 12 months where the cost for this should decrease quite drastically, and then we can kind of go the scale way.
I love it.
Amazing. All right, I'm gonna introduce you to Hans, though. You guys can jam on
Jordan. I'd really appreciate that.
Ways to collab. I'll DM you.
Amazing. Jonas,
guys, one last. I have one last question. So I was talking with a friend. They have a bouldering gym here in Klaipėda, and there's maybe like 7,000 or like up to 10,000 people that boulder in Lithuania, and we were thinking about a community, like a super hyper local community, but it's very, but we wanted to make it kind of digital, so that it's not only one specific city, but more like nationwide. Well, nationwide, I mean, it's just like our nation is. Yeah, exactly.
We got you.
Right. Yeah. So we're talking about like probably tops 10k people that would be even like that do even that sport, and then probably about 500 that maybe would join that community. And I'm trying to understand what sort of value can we deliver, right? Like, is there and can we charge for something that would be useful for them? We were thinking about, I think we got a robot for that, or whatever the thing was called that you guys had. You were selling a bunch of deals with other businesses, right? So we were thinking maybe to go that way. Yeah. But what do you think about like hyper local, super small communities?
Huge fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say I would study like how CrossFit grew.
Okay.
Like those gyms, they all had like a very similar tether, right? It was CrossFit, which was like an extraction of like HIIT workouts. But I think like the value would be like meeting everybody, Imagine like, I mean, if you take look at like basketball, for example, like people are always trying to find like pickup games for basketball. And like other people, there's like, I think there's businesses. I just saw one actually that raised from A16Z. I think it was called Sweat Club. And I was just absolutely floored that they raised. But that's a separate discussion. But yeah, I think like connecting them and then giving them deals, like who would want to get in touch with these people? Like, is there a leading protein bar in Lithuania.
Oh,
You know what I
okay, I
mean?
see.
Like
Gotcha.
you don't need to make
Mhm.
money from the members necessarily, or have it be like Costco, where it's like, yo, your
Mhm.
membership, it's $10 for the year. Like it's
Right.
pathetic. Like it's a
Okay.
no-brainer,
Okay.
right? And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Then you have 10,000 people that are paying $10 a year. Like that's cool
Right.
little play money for you guys. But where you
Yeah.
actually make money is like, yo, protein powder company, like give
Mhm.
us an affiliate cut, and we'll give
Mhm.
our community a deal. It's like, do you want to reach 10,000 rock climbers overnight?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I think another I love that, by the way. I think another version of that is because you're constrained, right? So if you said, hey, listen, what are the
Mhm.
10, like everybody knows the 10 most popular places to boulder, but here's the 10 places that people don't know about. So you're creating resources for people to
Mm.
find other places to
Mhm.
boulder. Like, so hey, go here. I
There's
love the
probably 10 in total, to be honest.
no, fair enough. But like, so, but then
Yeah,
create a
yeah, of
calendar.
course.
Be like, hey, and
Yeah.
from March until June, we climb twice a month. Every other
Right.
Saturday, second and fourth Saturdays, we climb, and we're going to be here
Right,
at
right,
this.
right.
You pick a place. We're going to be here. We meet at this time. We're going to do it. And so you're sort of
Mhm.
calling people together to be there. I think you can have some fun stuff with it. If you like, year one is just getting people together, but year two could be, hey, we'll do a challenge. Like, hey, come climb. Like you make it a bucket list, right? Hey, you got to climb all 10. When you climb all 10 and you share that you're at the top, I don't know, whatever it is, you get on our
Mhm.
list, you get recognized. So people are kind of getting known. If you have a festival around it, hey, listen, we're going to get enough people show up for a day. And you get some vendors there. That could be a fun play where people are paying for just to be a part of the festival, right? Hey, there's food trucks, there's equipment being sold, there's how-to lessons.
Right.
I think there's lots of options. The one last thing I would say about the CrossFit angle that Jordan said, which is so fire, like what CrossFit really is a ritual. So like they have a ritual of how they do things. So if you had a community, be like,
Mm.
hey, if I know that if I'm going to your town or my town or wherever we're meeting up, we do this thing. This is how we get started. This is how we warm up. This is how we celebrate. This is how we, I don't know, this is how we share afterwards. Like some version of that could be pretty cool to create a habit around the bouldering habit. So, all right.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that
called
could be a thing.
This is
Yeah.
called Sweat Pals, by the way. They just raised $3
Mhm.
million for who knows what, or God
I think
knows how. So
yeah. I've seen I think my I'll need to have a look, but there's one company in Europe as well, the My Race Check, I think that's how it was called, where you
Right.
can see all the events for running, and
Mhm.
you can manage
Yeah.
your community there. So I guess that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they
With
do
it
as
here, we
well,
get like
similar thing.
Bike Reg or Run Reg. There's a couple of companies that do that stuff. I think more it's the social. We've got a couple of people doing social aspects here inside Empire with their apps. I think it's more of a like Trip BFF. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do this today, and having pictures and proof of like, hey, 20 people got together. We all met here. We did this bouldering thing together. Here's the pictures of everybody. This is a
Mhm.
blast. Like, show up next time, be there. I think that'd
Mhm.
be a great way to get started because you'd find out who was really interested and who, right,
Mhm.
and get some momentum. Then people want to be a part of that group. Build the core group first or something. Make it cool.
yeah.
Nice.
Rock.
All right.
Awesome.
I've got to jump.
Yeah,
Thank you guys
totally.
all for joining.
Legendary, guys.
It's been amazing.
Yes.
And it's great to see you again.
Yeah.
We shall connect offline. Startupempire.co. Check us out if you want to get ideas, get growth ideas, build internet businesses. This is the place to do it.
Do this every week. Let's do it. See you, everyone. Keep crushing. Bye, Jonas.
Take care, guys. Ciao, ciao. See ya.
Ciao.